Next on Worcester News Tonight, rescues made in a 4-alarm fire Thursday night. Firefighters making quick decisions to save residents. Plus, a hemp farm in Dudley fears new state regulations could have a major impact on their business. But we begin tonight with developing news. Good evening, I'm Cam Jandro. The Worcester County District Attorney's Office announcing an arrest in the fatal hit and run in Sutton. The crash happened around 6 a.m. on Wednesday. 51-year-old Daniel De Lima was out for a run when police say he was struck and killed. Investigators focused on a white SUV with passenger side damage. The district attorney confirms police arrested 39-year-old Shane Newman of Sutton. Police say it was a tireless investigation.
It was pretty much seamless with regard to how these things are conducted, and I'm happy for our community that this has brought an end, and hopefully justice prevails in the case.
The car that we did put this information out, white Cadillac, yes, and we have recovered the white Cadillac with some damage to it, so we'll have a little bit more to say about that on Monday as well.
The DA says they received numerous tips from the public in this case. Newman is facing serious charges. He will face a judge Monday. A Dudley couple is afraid new state regulations may be hurting their hemp business. The owners at Dreamcatcher Farms are producing hemp-related products, but are now unable to sell most of what they make. Gian Ranucci and his fiancée Brianna Joseph inspect more than 1,300 hemp plants on their 10-acre farm. They moved into a former apple orchard, hoping it could send their hemp business to the next level.
We rescue animals as well as grow hemp, and we're really just trying to provide a better life for ourselves and be able to self-sustain here on our farm.
However, in June, Dreamcatcher and other hemp farms across the state were hit with new guidelines from the state's Department of Health as well as the Agricultural Resources Department. Licensed farmers like Ranucci and Joseph are now prohibited from selling edible hemp products.
It's just making us, nervous. What are we going to do with an acre worth of hemp if we can't put it into a product and sell it?
That's literally our life investment at this point. So.
Yeah. In a statement, the Baker-Polito administration says the guidelines are consistent with federal policies, and the administration looks forward to working with the FDA, state agencies, and local boards of health to ensure all products in Massachusetts comply with applicable federal and state laws and regulations.
And the worst part is you go into every store and there's products everywhere, ingestibles, gummies, things that the department has said that we can't sell as farmers, but other companies are coming in from out of state and they're still selling them and there's no repercussions.
Ranucci and Joseph say the new guidelines were implemented halfway through their growing season, making the last 2 months very stressful.
The products are already being developed.
Yeah, we spent a lot of money on research and development, testing, and this is a health product, a wellness product that is actually changing lives. So it doesn't make any sense.
Ranucci and Joseph say they look to continue their conversation with legislators to have the guidelines modified. The Massachusetts Department of Public Health confirms a human case of Tripoli in central Massachusetts. Mass DPH says the man is between 19 and 30 years old and lives in eastern Worcester County. This is the second human case of Tripoli in the state this year. The state classifies the towns of Grafton, Northbridge, Shrewsbury, Southborough, Upton, and Westborough at critical risk. Millbury, Northborough, and Sutton are at high risk. Mass DPH says Tripoli can be fatal, and symptoms include headache, stiff neck, and low energy. Also this week, the city of Worcester announced they found West Nile virus in mosquitoes for the second time this month. If you've ever driven on Route 9 in Shrewsbury, you probably recognize the Worcester City Motel. Changes could be coming to the infamous landmark on the Worcester border. Our partners at the Worcester Business Journal report a Lexington firm bought the property for nearly $2.3 million. The firm says the motel will continue to operate as is, but they are considering multiple options for the 21,000 square foot location. The previous owners had owned the property since 1985. 4 firefighters are back home tonight after being hospitalized while battling a multi-alarm fire in the city. A neighbor says she noticed the flames and did everything she could to help. Our Chandler Walsh has more.
16 are displaced after a 4-alarm fire on Worcester's Harrison Street Thursday night.
Main concern is, what are we going to do now from this point on?
Heidi Landaverde was in her backyard next door when she saw smoke and flames. She made the 911 call and urged her neighbors to evacuate.
So I was yelling at people to come out, and until they actually came out. So people actually started scattering around. They started jumping out of the windows. 4
firefighters went to the hospital suffering from heat and exhaustion. Deputy Chief Martin Dyer says all have been released and are doing well. Firefighters also rescued 5 residents.
Decisions that were made within seconds to make sure that those residents were rescued and out safe. It's really an amazing job.
We opened up the window, called for help. Firefighters came, they put the ladder out, and we escaped through the window.
Dyer says investigations point to an electrical issue on the rear porch. He says 3 neighboring buildings were also damaged, including the Landaverdes.
So it's melted, the siding is melted. The other side is worse.
Heidi says she's thankful she made the 911 call when she did and is concerned about her neighbors.
What if that was me? What if something happened to me? What if something happened to some people? That's terrible to think that somebody could get hurt.
Dyer says 3 residents were transported to the hospital last night as well. No word on their condition. In Worcester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A film screening in Worcester Friday night honors the late Toni Morrison. Morrison, a famous American novelist, passed away earlier this month. The celebrated storyteller was known for pieces like Beloved, 1992's Jazz, and Paradise. Friday's screening paid tribute to the writer and the powerful themes she confronted in her work, such as race, the human condition, while also celebrating her life.
I think her life is very interesting, just the story of her life and the different struggles that she went through growing up. And how she became this extraordinary writer and has inspired so many people. And I think it's just a natural draw that people want to see where that writing comes from, what kind of life that writing comes out of.
Morrison passed away August 5th at 88 years old. Powwow Worcester is back in the city for its 4th year, this time in a new neighborhood. The Street Art Festival features artists from across the world. Our Olivia Lemon has more.
Fat Thor and Homer Simpson, a Transformer, and Otto. These are just some of the cartoon-based parodies from the artist Thumbs.
If it's making people laugh, then that's kind of my main concern.
The London man is in the city this week as a part of Powwow Worcester.
I've seen Powwow advertised on Instagram quite a lot. The Worcester one, they're pretty cool, really intimate and kind of family orientated. And then they got in touch with me and yeah, I was pretty stoked to come out.
Powwow Worcester is in its 4th year. It's added 116 colorful installations to the city.
We're also expanding this year to a brand new neighborhood, which we're very excited about. We believe that great public art should be everywhere throughout the city, so we have expanded to Great Brook Valley.
Co-director Lisa Drexage says they don't plan on stopping the Street Art Festival anytime soon. She says they're pleased with the impact they've made across the city.
The way we think about where to put murals is it's about some of the themes. What are we trying to say each year during the festival?
This year, Thumbs will be doing live projections in 3 different locations.
So I'll be drawing onto an iPad and then it's going to be projected onto a wall and people are going to watch me sort of drawing live. So it's kind of going to be a speeded up kind of spray job kind of thing. And then afterwards it'll be projected for a couple of hours so people can come and have a look and then it'll be taken down again.
And says while his pieces aren't permanent, he hopes to come back next year.
It's if I get invited again next year, fingers crossed, then yeah, I'll come and hopefully do some spray painting.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
The family of Madeline Burgess is holding a vigil Saturday to remember all the victims of domestic violence. The 28-year-old was murdered by her ex-boyfriend in 2018. Her mother, Cindy Perla, is putting on a vigil along with the YWCA to raise awareness for the issue. The YWCA says 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men experience domestic violence in their lifetime, and their service department has a steady flow of patients needing help.
So a vigil is never an easy event, but they're important to bring awareness to the community that domestic violence is happening. People are losing their lives to loved ones, and that at some point we as a society have to take a stance and hold perpetrators accountable.
Amanda Dabrowski, who was killed in July by her ex-boyfriend in Worcester, will also be remembered. The vigil will take place at the Oxford Common starting at 7 p.m. A question and answer session this week allowed people to have a conversation with a former heroin addict. Rob DeMaio says he wanted to share his stories, especially with opioids so prominent in today's world. DeMaio says he has been in recovery for nearly 3 years and wants to let anyone struggling with addiction know there are ways for them to get help.
They don't know that they're struggling, they're scared, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of guilt. We offer a non-judgmental point of view and a really sincere helping hand to get them the help that they very much need.
DeMaio says after living through addiction, watching someone go through recovery is one of the most satisfying feelings. Millbury Police posting a video to their social media accounts today. Officers responded to a local basketball court last night for a report of kids playing in the dark. 4 officers from the department showed up and used their cruiser lights so the kids could keep playing. And not only did the police officers light up the court, they decided to take a few shots as well. On their Facebook page, Millbury Police writes, "This is what community policing is all about."